I've nearly thrown up a couple of times, that level of pain.
Over the last 4 months, I've been attempting the longest climb of Everest in history, a triathlon from England to the top of the world. So far, I've swam 35k across the English Channel and cycled 12,000k to the sea in India. But now, the most daunting phase of the challenge begins. A 900km ultramarathon from sea level in India to Kathmandu in Nepal, then a 350km climb up Mount Everest. There's just one big problem. I haven't run a single step in 6 months. I'm completely unconditioned, already in tatters from the cycle, and I have to run at least 30k every day for the next month to reach the end in time. Any less, and I could miss my climbing window, get injured, and it's all over. I've never been more uncertain about a challenge in my life.
Severe cramp, the most painful 3 weeks of my life. Knee is swelled up.
The most pain I've ever been in.
At the best of times, I'm not a runner.
It started kicking.
Only one thing's for sure, this is going to hurt. A lot.
That's it.
Yeah.
Game over.
It's finally come. Phase 2 is complete. Phase 3 starts in about 45 minutes. I've been dreading this for a long time, and I'm really worried but excited to not be cycling. Just really hoping the body can cope with it. I know the mind can. That much I'm sure. The body normally follows. I just gotta keep believing. Let's do it.
Head full of doubt, I headed down to the ocean, where I finished my cycle just 4 days ago. I couldn't put it off any longer. It was time to see if I had what it takes.
Right, mate, this is it.
That's it. Sea to summit, mate. 1,200k on foot from the Bay of Bengal to the top of Everest.
Are you ready?
No. Never been ready. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Alright, let's go. So it begins.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers.
And I was away. The hardest challenge of my life was finally here. A big part of me had really hoped that I would find this easier than expected, but just 15k in, it was clear that it was going to be just as painful as I'd feared, or worse.
I'm in so much pain already. This is bad. Massive cramp on both legs. It's been flaring up since the last few days, since finishing the cycle. Gotta hope that this will go after time. This will go after some painkillers.
I tried to run as much as I could, but the pain was so much that I was already limping by the time I reached Dan for lunch.
Worse than I expected. I didn't want to be going on naproxen on day one.
What's going on? Talk to me.
Like the most kind of like severe cramp, like seizing up of the entire quad I've ever had. But it's not like cramp that just comes and goes. It's like permanently there. I've nearly thrown up a couple of times, that level of pain. By far more painful than any day on the bike. By far.
We've got some curry and some naproxen. What more do you need?
Oh, this is why I was anxious, Dan. Because I knew anticipating pain is when you know it's coming.
Do you think that continuing on this today is going to make it worse tomorrow?
No, but most of it won't be running. But I'm doing. I'm hitting my target. I'm hoping it's just an extremely painful niggle. You know what I mean? We'll be alright.
To give some moral support, Stan decided to join me for the last 10k to the end. This was tough, but the painkillers had started to kick in, and having someone to chat to as I passed through these tiny rural villages helped.
Started too strong.
Rapid. I think you probably did, yeah.
I mean,
but it's easily done because you haven't run in ages.
Yeah, I started as I would have started if I hadn't just done the cycle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
At the best of times, I'm not a runner, let alone when I'm basically clean fatigue, you know what I mean?
It was agonising pain, but I could still move, and if I can move, I'll get there.
How much pain are you in right now?
Pills have kicked in a little bit.
Good.
I was at about, I don't say this lightly, I was probably at like a 7.
Gosh, yeah.
Maybe even touching 8.
For the record, Mitch's pain tolerance is ridiculous. So if he says it's a 7, it's your like 9.5. Compare it to being kicked in the balls hard.
Not far off, but
wow.
1 point off. 1 point off.
I couldn't think about the future right now. Being this so early was daunting, so I just focused on 1 minute at a time, step after step. Before I knew it, day 1 was complete, 29 to go.
Oh, that's more painful than I expected.
Strong man.
Hurting, man. Hurting.
You must be relieved.
Yeah, but also I'll do that again about 30 times, knowing that it's possible, but it's going to be the most painful few weeks of my life. It'll be absolutely fine.
He says as he slams his head back into his arm.
It will be fine. It has to be.
Worse than expected. The day started off great with me anxious as hell, standing in the man mood because he obviously hasn't slept. Been having like chronic cramp in both legs, well my left mostly, in my quad, but it was so painful. I was in the most pain I've ever been in by far the worst pain I've ever been whilst running. I've been so anxious about this moment because I knew how painful it was going to be. 11,500 k bike ride into a run with no training. So just going to pray that my body gets used to it and just continue to push through it and take what pills I need to. And yeah, I'm not going to stop.
How are you feeling about today?
Nervous. It's day 2. I am sore as f***. Yesterday I was cramping for 15k to the point I could hardly walk.
Mate, good luck. I really, really hope it's better than yesterday.
It's going to be painful, man.
Tell me a little something about pain.
It's temporary.
If the whole trip were a marathon,
Yeah.
you're in the last like 6-7k.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Good way of looking at it, Stan. That's what I need from you in the mornings. Thank you very much. See you at lunch.
See you soon. Bless him, you can see him limping already. It's not a good start to a 900 kilometre ultra marathon.
To my dismay, the pain was exactly the same as the day before. These rural paths were incredibly beautiful, and normally that would have energised me, but not today. My relentless positivity, the core of my mindset, was cracking already.
Ow! Okay? You okay? No.
Worse than yesterday?
No.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, that's something. So far, I'm working on a strategy which is working well. So rather than like timing it, I'm literally just doing one song run, one song march, one song run, one song march, non-stop. For compartmentalising it, it's working really well.
Mitch,
So far.
you might need some more shorts.
I meant to have 5 pairs, but
Somebody got hit by a lorry.
some lorry f***ing hurt our friend, so.
Producer Molly, who has been the backbone of this project, has been in a pretty awful accident and so can't join us for the rest of the trip, which is gutting and a huge blow to the mission.
Unfortunately, she got hit by a lorry in London and nearly died. But she's a trooper, and thank God, she's very lucky. She just had like one clean break.
But she's due to make a full recovery, which is the most important thing.
Exactly.
She came off her line bike, went under a lorry. I think she was cut off or something. And the lorry was still moving and hadn't spotted her. So the first set of wheels went over her. And then she had the presence of mind to like fucking speed army crawl out to avoid the second set of wheels. Otherwise she probably would have died. And then the lorry driver gets out. He's flapping. So she took control of her own accident, all while on the floor, literally under a lorry.
No.
What a fucking badass. But anyway, hopefully she'll be back with us by Kathmandu. Life can just slip away in a second with no warning or like premeditation. And it's funny, like the way we choose to live our lives, you do that knowing that you're putting yourself in a lot more harm's way than most people will. It's an interesting thing to grapple with, isn't it? Because I've definitely come close to death a few times. Do I is what I'm doing actually worth dying for? And I don't think that's an easy question to answer. But ultimately as well, you can die randomly suddenly anywhere.
So
I'd much rather
at work, you know,
crossing the road,
it doesn't matter where.
on a line bike in London.
Yeah, at least we were doing it on something that we chose to do, and it's.
I'd much rather die randomly doing something that I love than.
The news about Molly really put my pain into perspective. I was in agony, but I was still alive. Despite the best efforts of the South Asian traffic, I was completing my dream, or at least trying to. There was nothing to complain about, and this thought got me through the day.
This is about as painful as I feared. I've had to stop jogging, and I have to alternate between running and marching at the moment because everything is just beyond screaming, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna push through. It's beautiful around here. I'm feeling blessed, surrounded by rice fields, walking through farmers, walking past puppies. We're at the end of day 2. Every single day counts.
I was out on the road bright and early this morning, and it was hot.
Just wanted to stop for 1 minute just to show you how humid it is here. I mean, I sweat like a pig anyway, but this is just mad. This is genuinely 5 minutes in,
5 minutes in. Before I even got out of the car, I was sweating like this. I was off the rural tracks today and back on the main roads, which made the day more boring, more polluted, and a lot more dangerous. That combined with the heat made for another tricky stretch.
How you doing, mate?
In pain, but I'm moving. It's what you or anyone watching would expect.
Is it what you expected?
Yeah.
This level?
I never underestimated. Yeah, no, I never underestimated it. This bit always scared me the most.
Thought that was the Channel Swim
Starting with the Channel Swim.
or Everest.
The two parts that aren't like extreme nature and down to nature's mercy. This is the scariest part.
So basically, what I'm hearing is 3 of the 4 parts of the scariest part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's get some calories, shall we? I only
Yeah.
had 2 cookies for breakfast.
I've got you some chicken pasta.
Legend. That is amazing.
You seem in better spirits today. I can't lie.
Yeah,
Than the last
no, I
couple.
am.
You seem less like worried,
Always optimist, you know what I mean?
but you haven't been for the last couple of days. Not as much.
Been worried and nervous, which is fair, you know what I mean? I think I'm just maybe hoping and praying that I'm getting into it a bit, you know what I mean? Especially when you've got ADHD as well, it's really hard to get into that zone. Compartmentalising and focusing is quite hard when you've got ADHD. It's
Yeah.
very easy to break out of that zone you're in. It's been good chugging along. 1 song march, 1 song run, 1 song march, 1 song run. Touch wood. It'll be alright.
Oh God, look at that limp. Not a well man.
My brain was a civil war between the pain and my trying to be positive. It was a losing battle, but I wasn't broken yet. I just had to hope that if I could push through the next few days, I'd be okay. But there was one other worry. I've had 2 surgeries on my knee, and it's still in a terrible state. That flaring up badly could spell the end of the mission. And today, it had begun.
Well done. Another day down. You okay?
Dying.
It's been so hot today as well.
I think the knee swelling has begun.
Really? Is that going to be a problem?
Yet to be determined.
There's a lot of mosquitoes in this room, right?
Yeah.
We've been wondering what the source is. I've just found it. It's
Go.
f***ing diabolical. There's hundreds of them on the ceiling.
Hundreds.
It's like a horror movie. And this is the only malaria hotspot in all of India. Absolutely vile. What the fuck is that?
The next day was another brutally hot one, and my knee was steadily getting worse. This was not good.
It's hot.
Fucking hot, dude.
The knee is swelled up, groin's on fire. Standard. Standard.
Have you got any like long-term worries creeping in at the moment?
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, it's day 4 and my knees already started to swell up. All of the
Jesus.
basically
Yeah,
here,
that's really swollen.
all fluid fills up in here. It's just sore as hell. Movement's restricted, but no more than about 80 degrees.
If you keep battering at your knee when it's like this, does it get worse and worse and worse? Or is that kind of
I haven't done anything multiple days running, so
Mate, that is ridiculous.
To cap things off, as I was getting ready to leave, Stan got attacked by bees.
Bee attack. Just a load of bees, mate. Stay away.
So what you just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen, is a f***ing swarm of bees attacking me for no f***ing reason, and I swatted one that landed on me, and then the whole f***ing swarm went for me, and I got stung. Don't f***ing laugh, you dickhead. This guy, what are the chances of that? It's ridiculous. Yeah, but like 50 bees.
As it turned out, these were actual killer bees, but despite this near miss, Stan joined me on the road again.
You're right. It's way less pleasant being on the main road, isn't it?
we're on a highway. This highway about 100k. God, it's horrible.
Have you had any like close calls with trucks or anything?
Yeah, earlier. A coach was overtaking. It was about an inch away from my left shoulder.
Jesus.
So a coach overtook.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So what's going on, mate? You're right.
Someone's just been for an argument. I think so. Come on, keep going.
Better be.
It's absolutely on fire. And the other one of the other main reasons why I've been really careful with how I run and like obviously how far to begin with is I've seen dozens of lads be taken out of the Marines because of shin splints and stress fractures.
It is terrifying, isn't it? That everything
Everything's
we've been doing for the last.
thread. 6-7 months into the hardest expedition of my life. I'd really want the hardest exhibitions ever done, and it could be over in 10 seconds.
The whole thing stopped in Kathmandu. A shin splint, you could probably power through it. But it's the fact that if you have a shin splint, you ain't going up Everest. No. You can't do it, it's too dangerous. And you'd be putting other people's lives at risk.
Yep. If I was to arrive, if anyone was to arrive absolutely in pieces, not only is that just, you know, irresponsible and unsafe, but also it's just not an achievement having to have someone else basically carry you like a mountain.
That's why it's so critical, and it always has been since the start of this job, to get to Kathmandu as soon as possible without being injured. Because it's that balance between like pacing yourself so you're not, but also getting to Kathmandu with enough time that any you do have, you get rid of before you start. It's funny, like it's very, very, very easy for me to come in and do that for 5, 10, 12, 15k, which is what I've been doing every now and again now. But to do that every day after being on the bike for 4 months is just something else, man. It's ridiculous.
Thinking about the stakes of this section was seriously intimidating, especially with the state of my knee. It was one big balancing act, and with no one else stupid enough to attempt something like this, it was purely a guessing game. Only time would tell if I'd make it to the end. The start of today thrust me straight into the middle of a chaotic town, and if I thought Indian traffic was bad on a bike, being in amongst it on foot was something else.
Oh, carnage, carnage, carnage. Oh, it's absolutely bonkers. I missed the bike so much already.
But luckily, after a few kilometres, the road got quieter, and I could breathe just a little.
About 150k in now, trudging north in northern India. I am f***ing dying, every single muscle, my shins and my knee. But yeah, at the moment, oh man, it's just beautiful following through farms, across rail tracks, trying not to get hit, standard, feeling absolutely dead, but hitting the target I need to every day, so feeling positive.
Towards the end of the day, my route was swallowed up into thick jungle forest. As far as the eye could see, I really was a long way from Calais.
About 80k into this jungle in West Bengal. Nature's cool, but we've got to be careful, there's monkeys everywhere. I just put my bag down to do the business, and then it was covered in giant ants. We're also in snake country, king cobra, leopard, yeah, elephant as well, but I think we'll be lucky to see an elephant. I thought I saw an elephant a minute ago. I genuinely had to stop, and I was like, then I realised it was the backside of a cow.
Being in this amazing place powered me just enough to push through the pain and bring back a drop of positivity. My knee had gone down, and the pain was no better than the first day, but critically, no worse either. The only question was how long it would last.
I can leave whatever K of horrible pain, but
You're a sixth of the way there though.
it's mad, yeah.
Which is, you know, has it sunk in yet that the running has started?
Yeah, it started to the last day or two, the reality started to kick in. It's not fun, but it's necessary.
It's very precarious, isn't it, this challenge?
I'm actually feeling very positive. There's every like possibility that after 100k or 50k that my knee would just pack in and something would happen, you know,
and that would be it.
Injury, then that's it.
Yeah.
Dream over. Here we go again at start of day 7 or 8 of the run, going through tiny tracks on tiny forests today. It's going to be good fun.
Running on these rural roads was amazing, letting me really feel the culture of India. But it didn't come without problems.
The first time Google Maps has done me wrong properly. This is meant to be a track and a road, so I might have to crack a river crossing, but that's fine. It's fine. Hopefully it'll be shallow enough to do a normal crossing without getting completely wet. Bit of adventure. Let's hope this riverbed doesn't get too deep. Let's hope there's no crocodiles or anything like that. So far, so good. Ah, easy. It was close, but we made it.
The open wounds on my foot now nicely soaked in actual sewage. I pressed on down even more tiny winding tracks through beautiful villages, meeting incredible people and dogs along the way. A strong start, and the beauty of this country had powered me through the morning. But back on the main road, I was flagging again. The pain had been constant, but my mental game was the true battle. And this afternoon, I was losing.
Oh, absolutely hitting the wall today. About 33k in. My knee is on fire. I knew this was going to be tough, but the reality is tough. Worst places to be knocked on your arse than the forest, even if it is next to a road. Every step forward is one step closer. 5 months now of just getting up every morning knowing you've got to do it is wears you, man.
Yeah.
That's the real challenge in this.
It really is longevity that makes it so hard. Trying to keep willpower going for hours is difficult, let alone months. Good job, Mitchell.
We're getting there.
I've now been on the road for 145 days, and the mental toll that's taken is insane. Knowing that I still have at least 100 days left is even harder. But I couldn't think about that, so it was back to the here and now. One step at a time.
Ah!
Hello.
Yes. You alright?
Yeah. Every time you get here, you seem in a better mood.
I'm not dead yet, so what's there not to be happy about? Pain doesn't matter, does it?
Is it less or more than when you
Same.
started? Same, really, mate.
But I don't give a f- as long as it doesn't get worse. I'm gonna be very positive and very happy. My average pace is definitely increased.
Same level of pain, but you're upping it to match.
Yeah. Overall, we're doing well.
Focused a lot on the negative stuff about the running so far.
Oh, what's the good thing about running? You go even slower and you can take more in. Stop to stroke every puppy. Stop to speak to people when you can be bothered. Life is an even slower pace. So sometimes it's nice.
I was 9 days into the run now, and the agonising pain hadn't let up for a moment. But despite this, my positive brain was winning. I was a third of the way through, my knee was still there, and I was still moving. Every step of this journey is a mental battle, and I won't give up for anything. The fear and doubt I'd felt at the start had turned to determination. The only question now is whether it's physically possible for me to keep this up for 3 more weeks, and deliver me in a state to summit the highest mountain on earth. Only time will tell.